Well, hello my fellow car modelers. How you doing today? We are in the home stretch, getting this baby done, and I can't wait to show you something. I got something in the mail, a little gift to help us out from our friend Jim Rogers. That's the JR and the Salvinos JR. Man, let's get on with this project, man. I'm looking forward to getting this thing all done and built and put on the shelf. This thing is just looking great. I'm having a blast with this. So today I received a little package in the mail. Wasn't expecting it, didn't ask for it. It was just funny, and it says, "You've got to paint it." But, you see what that is? Old Jim sent me. Jim Rogers from Salvinos JR Models. I got my exhaust tip. I never did find it, so he sent me one. He says, "I got to paint it." It's from one of the, it's white, so it means it comes from one of the test kits, the pre-production kits. But how cool is that? But you know, this brings up a really good subject I want to just say here. You have any issues with any Salvinos JR kits? Yeah, you know, I have in, I guess you would say. That's really cool. He watched my video and sent this to me. But quite honestly, Jim, Rick, Chris, this is the kind of guys they are. All of you who buy their models are part of the family. And you need something. If you have a problem with the kit, you just got to give them a call. You just got to dial 0, I think it is now. They've got a man ready to help you guys out and send you out the part you need. Look at my fault. It's on video. The world saw it fly out of my hands, and they still send me a part. How cool is that? So I'm going to paint that and put it on the other side. But that's really cool. That just shows you the customer service that they have. And again, that's not just because it's me. This is how they treat everybody that buys their product. So you have any issues with any of their kits, not just this one, with some sort of problem with a part being bent or crooked, or you know, this plate here being a little warped, you just contact them. They're gonna help you out. They want you to be happy with their models. So you buy more. I mean, that's typical business, isn't it? But I will have to say is, kind of an update here. I was going to make a separate video and probably still will, just to let you know. Old Round 2, I still haven't seen my parts from them, and it's been 3 months. That's cool. I wonder if I'm missing something then. Yeah, it looks like I'm missing some parts here. So, yeah. I guess that says it all right there. So let's get on to building this thing. That's pretty funny. I'm going to have to look here. And, well, we'll get to that. I'll get that painted and put on there. But what we're doing right now is we are on step 15. And I've got all the parts cleaned up. And I painted the fire extinguishers. I didn't get too crazy with detail. I just hand painted them red, you know, brush painted them red. And you can see it goes right down there. And it is actually a crucial part of holding what's called the petty bar. It comes from the center point right there, right in the middle of the main hoop of the roll cage, and goes down and plants itself onto part of the frame structure. Goes right into the frame down here. The corner of the frame, the right front corner. And then there's this bar that goes straight up and down. This has to go into there where it kind of holds the petty bar down, or it's attached to the petty bar. So probably the best thing to do is not put that in yet. And I would say, let's get that petty bar up in there. And judging from that right here, let's see, we would have that goes into there or there. Let's look at the instructions and make sure. I'm pretty sure it's right there. We got a few bars to put in. You see right there? This one goes straight up and it connects right up in there, right into the center. You can see that. It goes right to the center. Get some glue in that little hole right there to get this planted into its place. Dip it into there. This goes down into there, but I think once we get that into its spot. Dink, right, pops right into place. You can kind of see how everything falls right into its place. Real quick, I think what I'll do is kind of temporarily set all this that's supposed to, at least the center part. That'll tell me right where that bar is supposed to go. So you can kind of use this as your jig to hold that into place while it sort of sets up. And I think if we leave it there, because that's all set up now, cool. It's still a little movable, but it's pretty much set in its spot, so that's pretty cool. I'm going to take this part and just kind of slide it into place. The roll bar kind of dictate where that'll go, which if you just keep sliding it down, it holds it right into place like that. That's where it goes. That's simple. Now we got another funny little part. This is E80 right there, bar E80. Plugs up into there. Right down there. You see that? It goes right there into the side of the roll cage. You can see how it's slanted like that. So that is a twisty little guy that, let's flip around here. It hangs out in between these two bars. It goes right there. See that spot, that hole right down there? You see? That's where we're going to land it, right there. Let's get some of that wonderful glue we use. I'm going to take this and kind of hold it there. Look at how quick that stuff works. But what's nice is it stays, you know, like I talked about, it stays very movable. So again, using this as a jig to hold it all in place. It goes right up into there. So those two spots are set. That's where those bars all go. I'm gonna, they're kind of pointing in the right direction. I'm gonna start putting some glue points in. I think the first thing I'm gonna do, just to get it all started, is I'm gonna glue there. I did a test fit before and used a little bit of CA glue so it wouldn't melt the plastic and I could take it off. But this right here, this is going to be the start of it all. I'm not going to worry about all the other points. I'm just concerned about that center because I think that will get us to where everything else will line up. It all falls right into place pretty good. I'll throw a little more glue there. There's a little hole there at the top that I can let some glue fall in there. That's cool. Oh yeah, that's setting up really nice. Oh, it's starting to look like a race car. It's all hitting the proper spots. So at this point, I'm kind of like holding it in place and letting the glue set up. I don't want to touch it anymore, so we're going to step away for a little bit, and I'll come back to this when this is all set up, because we basically just have these 4 points glued. That's kind of your backbone right there. Waiting for the glue to really seize up all the plastic and fuse the plastic together, and we're going to be good. And at that point, when this is nice and strong, again, that's the spine. So we're going to be able to get all our other points. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other points to hit. We should be in good shape there. It's setting up real good. I don't want to touch it. We'll come back to this a little later. Okay, I want to cover a couple of things. I had forgotten a part right here. First of all, we'll get to this. And that part is E79, and it goes over in the corner by right above the driver's. The windshield there, right in the corner of the A-pillar and the roof, and it goes down by the driver's left foot. That should have been done before I put this on, but good thing everything is still loose here. I've just got, you know, my spine there all seized and up and good, and everything's been nice. It's been overnight since I glued this, so it's all pretty secure. So I got a lot of faith and I can move stuff around and get things in place. The trick here now, because I made a mistake, so I would get this rolling before you put the top on. It's got to go like this. You've got this kind of a shape right here. This right here, you see that? And if you can look way down, can you see down? I don't know if you can. Right here. but there's kind of an indentation there. It's kind of a little indentation in that bar that kind of comes down this way on the inside. That's where that fits in there. It goes from there and kind of goes up and hits right into the corner here. There's a hole there. So the trick here, read your instructions. I'm going to keep saying it. The instructions will not send you in the wrong direction in any way, because that's what they're for. That's how Jim designed them. And you just got to really, really look at things close. The cool thing now is, after going through all this rigmarole, putting this dent together for the first time, it's just like, you know, the old monogram NASCAR kits. I don't even use instructions anymore. It's kind of leaning up against the other bar, waiting for me. Alright, got it up in there, and I'm just going to try to hold it in place for a bit. You see how that fits in there. Hopefully we can keep it together. While I'm holding it there, I'm going to do this part. There we go. I'm just going to hold it like that and get everything to really gum up good and hold together, and hopefully we will be all good. You know, sometimes you just got to take whatever it takes to make things work. I need to put a little weight on that. I want that to really set up really good before I move to the other side. So we're going to have a little bit of time here, just like I let the center sit overnight. Even though I've got this quick set glue, I really want these pieces to fuse together well before I move to the next one, because if you don't let your glue set up good and everything fuse together, things are just going to pop when you're working off the other side. Just a suggestion. This needs to be a part where you kind of really take your time with. It's very delicate, but once you get it together, it's going to look great. Now, you could use CA glue and your zapper, but I really am wanting to use this Tamiya extra thin, because I just want to keep all the gluing consistent throughout this build. I just think that it's best to weld everything together. Look at how I balance that. Oh boy. So we're going to let this sit for a little bit, and we'll be right back. Trucking right along, we are going to be moving to number 16 and number 17. Pretty easy steps. I've already got everything all cleaned up. We've got our inner fenders here, and they go on pretty simple. There's little tabs right there. They just plug into right there. Let's just get them on. What the heck? Let's not talk about it. Let's do it. Do this side first. Glue in the proper spots. Set them into place. Everything lines up good. Oh yeah. Okay, that's simple. We'll let them set up just in those points, and I might hit a few other spots with some glue. And I did already take care of all that part of the roll cage. The roll cage is all done. I did that off camera. You saw how I did it. Why waste your time showing you more? Nice and secure. Yeah, it's working out good. Alrighty. Move over to this side. That all fits real good together. There we go. Alrighty. So the next thing we want to move into number 17 we looked at. We've got basically the bumpers, the crash areas, crush areas, however you want to put it. It's basically the bumpers. They're pretty extensive on these cars for a lot of safety. They don't mold it into this kit. There's foam that goes across there, just like on the door brace right here. On this side, there's a foam that connects to this plate here. This is a steel plate, and there's foam that goes all the way against the body to protect that driver. That's something that is a cool thing that you can add if you're wanting to do some detail, or you want to have a chassis sitting with the body off, looking like it's sitting in the shop. It's always a cool thing. But these fit just on the corners like that. It's something you got to really make sure when you're taking those tabs off, there's still that remaining piece right there. You see that from the tab? That needs to come off, so this has to be all flat. You see what it does there? It's not going to set down nice, so you got to get that cleaned up. I had already done it on this one, so this one will fit into place perfectly like that. Or does it go on this side? I could be screwing it all up. And they're site specific, so make sure you're putting them in the right location. I would put the bottom on first. Yeah, and it just lays down right onto that bottom there. Then we can add this piece. I'm going to need to put some down into there. Okay, get all these areas glued up real good. Yep, there we go. Oh yeah, that makes that whole structure very strong. Gablunk, gablow, and gablunky. It's all right into place. Oh, nice. Wow, that works really good. Check that all out. It's all good. And here's a little tip for you. I'm kind of going ahead, but I want to show you this. So trimming these off the trees, right here, look real close on this back part that goes on here. Look real close right here. You see that tab and that tab? That's a part of the tree, okay? I had trimmed it off just to there, thinking that's all I needed to do, but I discovered when I was putting this on, you see how I've got a huge gap now. It won't fit all the way up there. Let's get this close. I got a huge gap. I don't know if any of you have ran into that, but it just doesn't fit in there good. The reason why, these need to be trimmed away. And I'm going to be painting this black. These right back here are some very detrimental parts. I'm just going to carve them out of there. You got to get all that off. That thing will keep you completing your job. Got to make sure it's all gone because it's got to fit over this. It kind of overlaps, and that was keeping it from going close. Now see? It fits nice and snug in there. So be sure to trim that stuff off. I don't know if anybody else ran into that problem, couldn't figure out why this wouldn't go nice and snug, because that could also affect your body fitment. And also, these tabs right there, those got to go too. So that's just off the tree. So this is why I like trimming my stuff with my X-Acto blade. It's just my thing. It's how it works for me. I'm going to go paint this. I want that to be black. They seem to be black. Also, another little tip real quick. Let me show you. While you're doing your detailed model, this is what I'll do when I do one all detailed. You see these little raised up little knobbies sticking up right there? That right there is basically the boot to seal up where your rod comes up, where they adjust the rear suspension to give, the car wedge. When they come in the pits, when you see the crew member drop through a little hole in the back window, and they go there and they crank on it a little, that's what that is. There's a little, that's how they adjust the rear. Look at how nice that fits now. So I got that back piece all painted. Take the tape off of there, which it's the next step. Number 18, attaching the back deck. Let me just do one final test fit. That's where it'll go. Fits on there really nice, even without, it's on there pretty good even without glue. But we're going to glue, because that's what we do. I'm just going to put a little glue there. All I did was put a little glue on that edge. I think that's all it's going to need. And it all fits right into place. Whammo! Wow, That looks really cool. I am still not ready to glue these wheels and tires on, but I'm going to place the wheels and tires on this thing. It's starting to look like a NASCAR race car, isn't it? Alright, we're going to take a little break here, and I just want to let everything sit and glue, and everything's on all fours. It's looking great. And then we're going to be moving on to all the front pieces. We just got a couple more steps, and this whole chassis is done, and then it's on to the body. Man, I'm really digging how this is looking. It's super, super cool.
You're watching the Luka Cee channel on YouTube.
Okay, we are back at it, and I took this back off because I was kind of doing some testing. I got Felix here with me. He was overseeing everything. Right, Felix? You got it right for me?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I had to take this back off because something I was noticing is... in the instructions it says to fit this in after we've put that on, but it's a little bit of a bear. I should have test fitted, so we need to do some work with that, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But in the meantime, I took all these parts off the tree, cleaned them up already. There's a couple things I want to make notes to you guys on that you should watch for. Oh, first of all, these are the radiator hoses. And I just, you know, they were off the silver tree, and I just did a little bit of fitting looking things there since they had pretty cool detail. The blue I used Tamiya X23 clear blue, and I just went ahead and I had my red Sharpie, and I hit the collars there with the red. I think it'll just give it a neat little zippy look. I did notice I forgot the rear view mirror. Haven't really done any detail work to the rear view mirror, so I got to remember to put that on. If it doesn't happen, you know, Mark Donahue, he used to take the rear view mirror off. He says it never mattered who was behind him. Tough guy, huh? Here we have the braces for that. They go right up onto here. These are the braces for your front bumper. There's the front bumper. And there's something you really need to pay attention to. This part right here. Right, Felix? Right? You got to pay attention to that so it fits in there real good. You see how it fits right up in there? Because when they come off the tree, that's one of the points where it hangs on the tree. It's very messy around here. And so you got to really kind of clean it up and carve it. You know, just keep a good eye on this. You don't want to cut this whole tab right off. You see that? But that fits into your upper frame rail right there. Just be real mindful of that. Another thing is these are side specific, and since I had everything off the tree and I was already wondering which was on which side, so since this pad right here gets glued on to here, I just went ahead and dabbed some red Sharpie ink on there. Red for right, that's the right side one. There's all the parts. So those are just some things I wanted you to keep a close eye on. This was painted with Tamiya flat black. This right here fits into place pretty self-explanatory, but I feel that this needs to really fit into this hole. What I'm probably going to do the next time is I think I'm going to drill this hole out and pre-fit things if I choose to use this, or maybe make my own. I don't know yet. It depends on how far detail I want to do on my next gen. Yes. But one thing that has to happen is I think this little piece of the tubing, the overflow that comes out of that side of the flip over valve, I'm going to just kind of carve it down a little bit, maybe make it into a little bit of a point, just so it fits in there a little better, just a little bit, or you can just sand around it there and it'll just fit in there just a little better. We are moving into the next steps, which are 21, 22, 23, and 24, but we're kind of working on 24 right now. That's step 24 is just gluing the fuel filter in. But you could see that back trays on there. You probably kind of want to do a lot of test fitting, because if you don't have this set perfectly, the tray, once this is glued in there hard, the tray might not fit well. So I'm going to drop glue into these two spots. Okay, let's see if we can get this all to kind of glue into place. Make sure that that's not too high by putting this plate into place. Oh, looks like we're going to be in good shape. And now I'm going to take this and ride it up onto there. You can see it all into place. But we got to go all the way back to 19 now. I'm going to put the radiator together, the radiator and the radiator shroud and ductwork and all that. And it's going to go into the front here, and there is our hoses. So we will start with the radiator itself. Okay, we're going to drop the glue into there, and that just pops into place. And there's our radiator. Just get these two halves together. There we go. Pretty nice. Later on, you probably want to do a little body work and wrap it into some carbon fiber decal. That would look really cool. I tell you, all these pieces really fit good together. Real easy to get things lined up and looking good. I would probably take a little bit of glue and throw it into that. So we got our two halves of our radiator bucket here, ductwork, case, thing, job. You know, for fun, let's do a little excitement here. I don't know, what could we do to wash this? We got this very, very thin aluminum metallizer here. What would happen? Let's see if we can do a little bit of a wash across there. Just let it, just to give it a look. Oh, hit this. Throw some color on it there. What the heck? Just for a goof. Dab up some of the excess. There, give it that radiator look. That, you shove that into there. Oh, I shoved it too far because you see it. Fits into place like that. This clamshell's right into there. I think that's how it'll work, and you see it right there. You see the radiator there. Oh, okay, cool. So that's the whole look of it right there. And you turn it around like that, it just slides right into place right there. Oh, okay. So there we go. We've got that mounted on there. The next great thing is fitting this all in. This goes onto the engine there. And that'll fit over there like that. Get a little dab of glue to travel in there. This one looks a little tricky. There is a spot on the engine right there that this goes into the what looks to be the water pump. It goes under. There. So you got to use your brains. Sometimes I don't have them. It fits perfectly right there. Glue right on the end there and put it up against the water pump. Hopefully we can get it into the radiator section right there. There we go. It's working good. Oh yeah, that looks great. Radiator hoses are in. Here's our next step right here. We got this chingadera, this saucy thing here, and a couple of doodads and a fling right there. So let's go ahead and throw those all on. What do you say? This hole right there goes towards the engine. It's going to be set right in there. So let's get that going. Plus we've got this dealio, which I got to investigate what this is. I think it's just bracing. It's kind of like what they call the Monte Carlo bars. It's just the bracings. That's pretty cool. All right, so we're going to put this on first. Non-issue. Just get this all back into play here. There we go. Everything's really setting up nice. It's looking good. So look at the instructions very carefully. Also, I noticed, you see these little oval flat spots right there. In the instructions, you see where those oval flat spots are. That'll help you point it in the right direction, because they are on the triangle or Y bar here that is more towards the firewall. See how they land right into their places? So we're going to go ahead and put this whole bumper on here. Now there is something that I've recently noticed really cool, which would be a great opportunity for doing some cool detail work. Again, back to if you're putting all that foam on the side, on the bumpers. This thing is covered with pieces of foam, but the thing that I notice about them, they are form-fitted specific to what car. Foam looks like it's the shape of behind the nose, which is just kind of interesting. I wonder how we would be able to pull that off. But that's something to mess around with and create. I could see you, Mark Batson, old Hobby Dude 007.
Wait, what?
Giving that a shot. You figure it out there. That's your job, Mark. Come on, I know you like to do these kits, just these as cars sitting in the shop with no body on them. There you go. Here's your challenge. Let's do another one, bud. You and I. See that little thing right here? It's kind of like a little L there. That's where the bumper's going to fit. We can spread it across. It's okay. There, we got it in there. It's not a big deal. Yeah, that works out good. I want to get that where it's nice and straight and level. Remember, I put these marks right there to show that that is the right side of the car. We've got that all cleaned up. See what we can do. Put our glue there and glue up these two areas. Fits into there. And this fits up in like that. And that'll help hold that baby straight. Look at that. That looks good. And there it is. Moving on to step 22. This looks pretty self-explanatory. It's just kind of like these two halves. They fit together like thus. Right, like the little test fit. That's how they go. They practically snap together. And that's what mates to the vents on the hood. So I'm going to get this all together. Alrighty, so this just fits right on top of that opening on the air duct coming in and where the radiator's at. It's a little test fit, and there is a lot of opportunity for some really cool detail. I know that a lot of the teams, they got the grating that is in through the hood. You could probably figure out a way of putting the grating on there. Let's take a look at the hood right there. This right here, that's where that mounts up to. You could probably, I don't know, someone could get in there, cut those out, and actually have them on there. I've seen it kind of both ways, where they're either on the hood or on here and poking through the hood. Cool opportunities for detail, I say. But that's just me. That's how I roll. I'm looking forward to going game busters on one of these. It's the first one I'm learning. On to step 23. You see that? It all slips all together. So we're going to see how this goes together. Got this part here, this part here. Probably want to put glue on there and just go for it. It slips right into there. And there's our look, and it fits right onto that bar like that. That'll go right up onto there like this. They're all one piece. This has got to go up a bit. We got this thing that this goes right on top of it like that. Oh wow, that's quite the visual. Yeah, there we go. And then now that all fits really well. It all fits right down into that. That's pretty cool. Yep, that all set down really nice. And then we already kind of did number 24 a little early. Alright, so there's step 25. Well, I'm telling you something. My style, my personal preference, I should say, of building stock car models, I've always been one to not want to have the net up, because I always display my models as the race car sitting there without the driver in them, so why would the window net be up? So I usually like to fiddle with these and lay it down. I'm going to have to mess with it and see how it works with the body. And there's another piece that Jim let me know. I don't know if any of you know about this number 130 here. This thing right here, that, it's not in the instructions, but it's a grill blank. If you care to blank it out, it's not in the instructions, but that is what that part's for. Now you know. So I tell you what, holy cow, this model is done as far as the car itself. You know what we're going to do? I think it's time to glue these wheels on. I put them on and off. Everything seems to fit good. But before we do that, I'm going to take the body here. And we're going to be doing the body in the last episode. But I got some new decisions I got to make. I might have lied to you guys. I don't know if I'm going to be doing the number 9 NAPA car. Not a fan of the looks of the car. And there's a possibility now I might have something else I can do. The chassis are all the same, so I'm so free to do whatever body I want. But I do promise you that it's going to be unpainted body with decals and just clear. But we might have something different for you. But I'm going to let you know that in the next episode. One more, part 5. We're not totally done here with part 4 yet. We're going to take this. There's something that normally, the way this is designed, is the body to be glued on. Well, you can get away with not gluing this on. The bodies stay on pretty good once this chassis is all. It really does fit on. You've got this little knob there. This is like the most important thing. If you can see right there, do you see there's a hole right there and the peg right there at the front? You get that lined up. Yeah, that fits on there. No. Oh, I see a race car. Now, if you don't want to glue, this fits on pretty good. Some of the bodies, before you paint, you want to tweak on it. I actually talked to Rick about this, and he suggested kind of working your body down a bit. This is very strong styrene. They very good quality. You can really work with these and bend them around, and they really are very forgiving. And you get that down. It fits pretty darn good. Yeah, look at that. I guess it stays on there. So with that, you know what? We're gonna place our wheels on here, and if they all look great and I like where it sits, I'm gluing them because I like. Look at that. Oh yeah. We're super okay. Yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm doing it. I'm committing. Let's glue these on. Let's just do it, guys. I'm the left side tire changer. I'm throwing the glue down. I want the Goodyears to be in the right spot. Ooh. They sucked on real good. That glue grabbed. Let's go over this side. Let's go ahead and have the Goodyears like that on that one, and we'll have them like that on that side. And our tires, they're on. Now they don't fall off. Let's do a quick test. Get them all there while the glue is still soft. They're all on all fours. It's working out really good. Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm liking it. And that body goes on like thus. Let's throw the hood on. I see a race car. There we go. We'll see what the issue is with a little bit of a hood fitment I got there. But I can see, I think I'm pooping up. I'm pooping up a little bit right there. I'm going to readjust that, and I think I can get my hood to sit. But that is pretty much my problem there. I'm going to try a few little maneuvers here. I had that sitting up too high and it was holding my hood up. I'm not quite getting this all in there good. Lots of test fits. Do your test fits so you can make sure. That's why it's good that the glue kind of doesn't seize up that quick. So I'm going to mess around with this, but I think, oh yeah, I think I see where my problem was. I just need to get that to where it sits a lot lower. Yeah, there we go. If I can get that to sit, clip down over that, that will help my hood. And see where my issue was these tabs right there and that white tab right there on the bar. They weren't quite jiving together well, so it was causing everything to pop up. You see, everything wants to pop up. This is a situation where we need to put some weight on that. We're gonna let this sit. We're going to come back to this. We're going to set that body on it. Make sure that this hood is sitting nice and flat. You gotta make sure all that stuff is down. And it's drying. I'm gonna let it sit overnight. It's late. I'm gonna get up in the morning. We're gonna take a look at this with the body on it. Unpainted, unprepped, everything, because I think we're gonna do something different. But that'll be in the next episode. So we'll see you in a moment. Let's get this all set up and dried, and then we're gonna do our little test look. A little mock-up. I'm looking forward to that. Alright, so everything's sat overnight. It's all nice and dry, and oh boy, here, let's take a good look at it. Super cool, super nice. Wow. Modern NASCAR. Just, I really dig this car a lot. It is definitely the direction. I know some people are not happy with it. Whoops, I got a tire. You know, well, that's been happening. We have some problems with this whole single lug nut thing going on.
Knew I was in trouble when my own wheel and tire passed me.
And we sometimes have these failures. We'll zap it back on real fast. But the technology's coming. They're getting it figured out. Just had a few problems, but we got it. We got it, don't we? Let's get this one. Let's set. I always like to set my Goodyears. Not all exactly the same, but I like it with the Goodyear kind of upward. Let's get that on there. Is it on there? Good. The rest of them seem to be staying on. Back to what I was saying. I tell you, a lot of the naysayers not liking this car. Me, as a race car engineer standpoint, I just love race cars. I love the machinery. I'm more into it than the competition. It's always been my thing. I love the cars. And to me, you know, I like all forms of motorsports. And this is really nothing new. It really isn't. There's a lot of other motorsports that have chassis very similar to this. They've been using for years. I saw a lot of this design work in IMSA and SCCA Trans Am back in the day. I mean, back in the 80s. For instance, go ahead and pull out one of those IMSA Mustangs that Monogram did back in the early 80s, and you'll see so many similarities. And then take a look at, like, any DTM car. Tamiya put those out. The Revella Germany DTM cars they came out with. Man, you want to talk about some real crazy race cars. That's some cool stuff. But this is just, wow. Out of the box. This is so out of the box. And look at what a cool looking model you have here. I can't wait to build another one of these and go crazy with the detail. We're going to finish this video up with, well, let's go ahead. Let's just pop this body on here just to take a look at it now, where everything's all nice and solid. Whoops, I dropped my hood there. I forgot it was on there. Kind of get that thing on. Clamshells right on there. That clips on there. If you wanted to glue the body on, you got it right there. That is just super cool. That's how it would sit, just like that. You know, I fixed all this stuff. The hood, it lays on there nice now. 100% beautiful. There you go. There it is. That's what it looks like. Body on. What do you think, Felix? Do you like it? You do? Good. Well, again, Felix approved. All right, there. We're going to do one more part to this series, and that is going to be doing the body. We're probably going to be doing that in about a week or so, because I'm kind of holding off on something. I'm going to go a little different with the body. Like I said earlier in the video, I'm not wanting to do the NAPA car. I got another car I want to do, and it's going to be cool, and it's going to be an opportunity for us to do a whole going with the color of the body, laying the decals down, clearing it, all that stuff. I'm still going in that direction just to show you how you can make a really nice model with these out of the box without any paint on the body. Doesn't mean we're not going to be painting some of these bodies later on. I got a bunch of ideas. You're probably going to see this kit pop up a few times on this channel. Definitely going to be doing a few more builds of these. Gotta say, I've said this in the past, I am a fan of the old Monogram kits. They were my favorite. The monogram, either the Ford or the GM cars of the 80s. Favorite kits of all time. Always enjoyed building them. Built lots of them. Build them. I don't even need instructions when I build those things. I've come up with neat new stuff, how to make it even better. And I'm sure this one's going to be along that manner of this. This is definitely going right to the top with me. Really enjoyed it. Went together great. And we still got a couple more things to do, again, with that body, and we'll show you other things to do on that body. But I wonder what other bodies would fit on this. Do some really cool, weird-looking race cars, you know, put older bodies on there. Yeah, there's just endless possibilities. These kits, I'm going to be having a whole bunch of them for parts, too. They're just too cool. All right, guys. Well, that's really about it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you learned a lot. I hope I helped you out a lot with your build. I'm really wanting you to tell me what you think down in the comments below. If you want me to do more things like this, I would be happy to. We can't do them a lot. It takes a lot out of me to do a series in-depth build like this. But I'm really up to doing more like this. You know, a couple of them a year. Really special kits when they come out. We'll do that. I got a couple of ideas. But I want to thank you guys for all your support. I've been getting great views on this. It seems like you guys really like this. I'm glad you did. If you have any questions, you know, get onto the Facebook group. Ask away. Ask down in the comments. I read every comment. You know it. Go get yourself a Salvinos JR Models kit, whichever one it is, but definitely these are going to be hitting the stores here soon, or your favorite place that you like to order your model kits. They're coming out probably over the next week or so. You're going to really start seeing the availability of these really spike. Thank you a ton for watching. You know what we say here. This is me, Luka Cee. Keep gluing those fingers together and keep cutting that styrene. We'll see you in the next video. And here's the producers. Wait! No producers yet. I'll tell you what. I got something special for you here. And then we'll have the producers after this. And now we got another funny little part. Now. And now we got a fun... Trucking right along. This is going to tick me off, I know it. So trucking right along. Trucking right along. So you just want to make sure it's nice and clean. Don't mind Felix, he's just getting some tools prepared for me. He's taking apart some of the tools. He likes to do that. It's a goof to him. You know, program director, that's how it rolls. And so we got it right into its spot. You got to make sure it's fitting. It's fitting. Yeah. Make sure it doesn't do that. Wow. Sometimes this glue works fantastic, and sometimes this glue can lick my... Right in, it's the shape of that end of the horn there, the frame rail horn. I gotta let that set up because it's absolutely driving me out of my mind right now. And I can't tell you in the taping of this how many times I've knocked that off. So I am really good at putting that on now. I put it on about 463.2 times. Yep, true fact.